the ColorLogic system works accurately because we have characterized all of our colors and our decorative effects based on what the printing press can do. So we've basically studied all major press manufacturers, whether that's printing with white ink or silver ink or toner, and we then built a system around it. So all of our algorithms in our plugins, all the color formulations in our swatch books are based around what the press can achieve. So from there, we now know what is achievable with the machine. We can now use those tools to do color separation. So that could be in Illustrator, like we're in now, to show you. We could be packaging labels, etc., using our dedicated metallic palettes. Could be in InDesign as well, but today we're going to demonstrate how to do the image separation that we did for Printing United on your files. So as a quick demonstration to compare against how white ink is usually done versus what we do with ColorLogic, on the left hand side we have the traditional old-fashioned white ink mask. Now that basically means you have to create a separation where you want to see the white. Now you can't see white on a computer screen if you make it white. So for anybody that's not familiar with this, if I make it white and then I switch on my file, you cannot see your white separation because white set to overprint or multiply goes transparent. Therefore, we're all taught that basically we should create a spot color called white and we should make it like blue, for example. That's the most commonly used one. So now we see the white, but it's blue. So all your whites are blue, all your images contaminated by blue colors, you can't really see the intent of the design correctly. Now what normally happens is people basically put metallic in everything else. So in this background area, for example, you would have the silver substrate and that's it. So you'd have silver substrate and white. And it's quite a crude way of working. You get these kind of like hard edges. There's no photorealism, there's no shading, and quite honestly, it looks quite terrible. Now with ColorLogic, on the other hand, this image here, we have the ColorLogic separation. So you can see the image on the right actually looks right. It looks correct. And it looks correct because we're using our plugins. So first of all, we have a plugin from the plugin menu. It's an Adobe UXP based plugin. The image separation algorithms have been developed, like I said, based on what the press can do. So it takes into account things like ISO standard for the CMYK. And then calculates the optimum effect for the pixels in the image based on all these different properties. Yellow is more translucent than a blue. You need less metallic in the yellows than you do into the cyans. There's an anti-screen clash algorithm built in there. There's a whole range of complexity. But what it basically means is all you have to do is create metallic separation. So we've done one here. We've got the separation done. So the silver is the silver substrate. The white is the white ink mask. So unlike comparing it against the old-fashioned method, our separation shows you the silver substrate and the white, whereas the old-fashioned method doesn't show you a silver substrate, doesn't show you white. So what's the more logical thing? Design where you can see the effect correctly, accurately, with color separations that generates photorealistic separations. You've got tonal shading throughout there. It's not 100% white, it's not 100% silver substrate. We create tonal ranges based on our algorithms. So that means that we have these photorealistic separations. Now the next thing we're going to do is show you how we did it on your actual file, so we can show you how the plugin worked and what we did to it. We will then take that file and render it in the FX viewer, which we use to see the metallic effects, and then we can then see what the final printed result was like. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so to separate this image, we're going to use two plugins this time. So most of the files that we've separated out have been just using the ColorLogic plugin, but on this particular image there was pink. So we did this one for the Sharp machine using the pink separation tools, but using the Touch 7 plugins. So let's first of all work on ColorLogic. So go to the plugin menu, go to ColorLogic, go to Image Effects, and click on Create Metallic Separation. That's going to basically analyze the image, create the optimum effect for each pixel in the image based on its hue value, and generate our metallic separation. In simple terms, it means you have this beautiful ColorLogic pre-separated file. Now, you don't want everything to be metallic, you want to have some contrast in there, so we're going to make some masks. Now, in this particular file, what we ended up doing was making a mask around these areas, I think it was, and deleted all of the background area, so that this time the metallic was actually in the character. Now the reason we did this is because normally we recommend putting metallic in the background, but this particular image did look kind of like a metallic suit, and we wanted to really get that kind of metallic radiance into that design as well. So that's how metallic separation has been created. Next, what we need to do is the Touch 7 separation. So we're going to go to the window menu, going to go to Touch 7 Photo Neon, going to go to the Touch 7 Photo Neon plugin. Let's just load that up. Okay, so over here, we're going to go to press configurations. We're going to scroll down to the Sharp BP1200S. I'm going to do create neon pink separation. So these are all being pre-calculated, and you saw how fast that was. It is being done in seconds. It basically calculates it based on the actual LAB value of the ink from the Sharp press. So these are hand-coded algorithms unique to these devices. Okay, so from there, what we can do is we can do something called SCR. SCR basically means spot color removal. It's going to remove this color from the image, because at the moment we've got the pink sat on the top and it's kind of like oversaturating it. So we're going to do SCR. That's going to flatten our image down, and we'll go into our layers. We'll see we now have 3 options. So we have SCR option 1, 2, and 3. So we can basically change and work on whichever one we think gives us the best separation. Now, in this particular image, I liked option number 2, so I'm going to work with that one. We can also boost up the spot color in here, so we can use our levels and put more pink into that design if we wanted to. So let's say that's what I had, and I'm happy with it. I flattened my file down. So I've now got my pink separation, and I've got my ColorLogic. Now the ColorLogic separation, because this is printed onto a metallic substrate, we also wanted to basically show you how we compensate for the grayness of metallic materials. So silver substrate is grey. It's got about a colour value of about 30% black. So if you put 30% black under anything else, it's going to go darker. So if you've already got grey in the image, like we've got grey in this suit, grey on top of grey is going to go darker, and you don't want that. So what we're going to do, we're going to switch on the ColorLogic separation. You can see there that how dark that went then just by putting on that ColorLogic separation. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a selection of the ColorLogic pixels. So basically do what we're doing here. We're going to go and do a new color correction mask. We're going to go to brightness and contrast. And in the brightness channel, we're going to switch that to 30. And that's now brightening the image. You'll notice that straight away. If I now switch off the ColorLogic layer, so that's without it, and that's with the color correction layer on there. So we've now done that in a beautiful way. We can also do the same sort of thing by adding a little bit of color. So if this image particularly had any color in there, we could do this. It doesn't really have much color, it's more gray, but we'll do it anyway. So just to show you what we've been doing on all video tutorials, we're going to go and do a new mask through hue and saturation, and the saturation we're going to push that up to 15%, plus 15. And that's just going to put a little bit of extra pop of color into that design. Okay, so there we have it. We have our 2 separations. So if we take that off, you'll see we have the pink and the silver. Now, what we could also find here is that you might get some of the ColorLogic coming through on the pink areas, which we did on this one. So what I also did on this particular file was I used the pink separation to remove it in the metallic. So, sounds complicated, really isn't. Make a selection of all the pink areas from the Touch 7 pink separation, click on the ColorLogic layer and delete it to white. So now I have only pink in the pink areas, no metallic underneath, so that means that my design has that beautiful, beautiful punchy pink in there, and we have our metallic separation. And that's it, done in minutes. You have a video tutorial showing you how to work with the separation tools, and that's the one thing about ColorLogic, training and education. It's not just about the speed and the accuracy of our palettes and our plugins. It's not just about our swatchbook system. We teach you how to design with fifth color embellishments. You know, ColorLogic's been in business for almost 17 years doing this exact same thing. We know what we're doing. I've been doing this from 2002, specializing in metallic color separations. We write algorithms, we develop software, we build things for the industry that make it work correctly, fast, and efficient. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take that file into Illustrator and we're going to put it into a page layout. Then we're going to save it to PDF file, and we're going to visualize that file printing on a foil substrate with white ink using our FX viewer. So let's jump in there and do that now.